Imagine the base FTL components, that being the ships, melding together with a deck builder, and you would have Cobalt core at its core. It's not really complicated, but the sensations that you get from pulling off ridiculously clutch finishers on the highest difficulties with ever-increasing odds gives off such a rush that is more than capable of holding your attention. This is a very beautifully crafted deck builder that places a strong focus on friendship and supporting one another through each and every loop that each character encounters. It's just so lively and melodious that you won't be able to help yourself as you hum along to each and every tune. Unlike what I've heard from others, there's actually a tremendous deal of depth here. Instead of doing things like collecting specific builds like the Pierce artifact and parries deal X amount of damage based on how many cannons are currently activated on the enemy ship, and facing Cleo the shopkeeper on your first round with a revolving deck build to one-shotter, why not try a mobility build, a drone build, and so many other mixtures that work so well together with different ships and different crews. You definitely have a lot of diversity here, and it would be a crying shame if you simply tried to force something each and every time rather than going with the flow, because everything is capable of leading you to victory. Each run varies greatly depending on the specific group that you put together for your squad. Personally, I believe that Dizzy is an essential member to virtually every team because of their ability to rack up a ton of ever-stacking shield cards, especially on higher difficulties, since why would you want to dodge when you can simply sit there and be an absolute tank? That's not to say that you would want to force this either, as you can play so many other things like an insanely mobile deck that revolves around getting out of harm's way, especially with Isaac, the drone specialist. It's just so much fun to experiment. Though I guess I could see some people not wanting to be restricted access to particular ships and characters because they have to play with a specific group or do a specific task to unlock them. But at that point, what's the point? You'd only be playing one run and then becoming bored since there would be nothing to unlock, no story, and no progression. I loved the way everything here was planned out. There's just so much personality and a wide range of techniques to build around in order to finish a run, restore everybody's memories, and figure out what exactly is going on and how to assist everybody currently in this time loop. You could literally consider it a true ship of friendship because each character has a lot to say to each other and as well as all of their foes. It has a very basic design, but they didn't stop there because it makes sure that you're able to have a very fun and engaging run each and every time no matter who or what you choose. This game boasts one of the best musical compositions I've ever heard in any deck builder, and it was one of the first in the genre that I've actually wanted to pay for and support directly. Combine this with the gameplay and it warps into a black hole that drags you in, and before you know it, you've played for 10 hours straight, humming and bobbing your head around as you make leaps and bounds of progression just due to the sheer never-ending satisfying sensations that wash over you. Though it can be frustrating, it's more tactical than anything else. I'd have to say that my only gripe with this game is that the speech each character gives every now and then will eventually sound very repetitive, which means after about 15 runs, you've probably already heard most of the observable dialogue via all of the chance interactions, which then has you skipping it all to go back to the gameplay, leaving only the narrative for you to discover after each run until that too is completely finished and you have 100% of the game. I honestly would have loved to see more. What I believe is lacking here is a challenge mode or something similar that would give me ample reason to return, such as a leaderboard or something to simply experience the game in a new light and to give me many more hours, or just general content that is as fun as the base game. This is the best combination of genres and elements that you could ever find, hitting everything perfectly from the visual design to the absolutely captivating soundtracks alongside an emotionally driven story of friendship and helping each other and every one of them on their mission to return home.